Hey everybody, this is Chili, and welcome to the second part of my Everquest Next Landmark First Look. In this episode, I'm going to be covering harvesting and creating your first tool with a workbench. So I'm on top of this mountain, I'm going to go try to find something to harvest. And all I have right now is the stone pick, which is the one you start out with. And I'm going to show you some of the running up and down the mountainside here, how it slows you down when you go up an incline, and then when you get to a mountain that's like almost straight up and down, it just zips right up. You barely moving it. I'm sure that'll be fixed later, but that's the way it works right now. So I can see looks like aquamarine over there to the left a little bit. I'm gonna go over here and see if I can't mine that. I don't think I can. I don't think my pick is the right quality yet to mine that. And I'll also show you some graphical glitches. Now you see how it went away because the terrain covered up over. So I'm gonna hit the ground. That usually will bring it up. Ta-da! There it is. It's weird. I guess that's a graphical bug. As you can see, as I start trying to mine this aquamarine, it tells me I cannot harvest that because I do not have the correct tool. So I'm gonna go harvest this copper ore right here. You see the little rectangle on the ground that shows you how big your mining rectangle is. And as you can see, it auto collects everything. It just spurts out on the ground and slowly goes into your inventory. And like I showed you in the first video, your inventory is broken up in two sections. You have your main inventory, which holds your items, and then you have your resource inventory, which collects all your harvesting resources. As you can see, the world is voxel based, so as I'm digging, it digs a hole into the ground. Select your rectangle, put it where you need it. The camera's a little funky sometimes. It gets kind of weird. You can go into first person. In a second here, you'll see I'll be down inside of the hole. And the first person, it helps a little bit when you're trying to mine the ore. But when the rectangle's blue like it is right now, that means you can effectively mine the ore. In a second here, you'll see it'll turn red. Now I have to get closer to it. There it goes. Now I have to climb down in this hole to actually get down to the copper. I'll move my camera around so I can get a better view of what I'm hitting. And as I promised, your mining pick does not explode every time you hit something, like I mentioned in the previous video. But this is basic harvesting. With the ore veins like this one I found here, the copper one, most of the time, if not all the time, when you're mining copper, you will eventually lead into tin. And if you're mining iron, you will eventually lead into silver. You may have to, poke around and mine every inch of the ore to get to where the secondary metal is. But almost every time that you mine copper, you will come across tin. And here at the bottom of this copper mine, I have found the tin vein that is attached to it. Fortunately, I can't harvest it with my current weapon, so I have to upgrade my weapon, my mining tool. My pick is too low quality to get the tin. You can see I'm down inside of a deep hole now, but I'm going to keep on getting this copper here because I need it to build a copper mining pick. After I craft a copper mining pick, then I can successfully start mining the tin and iron. Just a little bit more here. Now, I don't know if you can get stuck inside of one of these holes. I guess if you dig down deep enough, it would be quite impossible to get out. As you can see, I'm trying to get out now. But I'm just going to build me a little ramp to try to get up out of here. Make it a little easier to get out of here anyway. Finish getting some of this copper here. And then you can jump up and work your way out of the hole eventually. I mean, you can dig, from what I understand, the game world is a mile deep. So you can dig down pretty far if you really want to. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over to tree harvesting. Show y'all how to do the tree harvesting and also a glitch. Now I'm gonna run over here to a forest area. You can't really see the trees yet, they're starting to pop in now. And here's some other cool things. I love the slide. I love sliding down a hill. I think that's pretty damn cool. And then every time you jump, you do some kind of flip. Not all the time, but most of the time. See, if I'm on an incline that goes one direction, I flip sideways. And if I'm on a straight incline, I do a forward flip and slide right over to this tree here. And you get out your stone axe and go over and just click on the tree. And this one, I can't harvest this one. I'm not quite sure. It may be on somebody else's claim, so I'm gonna move around. try to get this other tree right here. And all you do is just hold your left click, and away it goes. You have a progress bar up there. You can see just like the copper mine, the items are flying out of the tree and then going into your resource inventory. There's a rare resource in the trees called burrowed wood, and that's used for a lot of the recipes, and you're going to need a lot of it. And some people are even saying that that's probably going to be some form of currency when this game goes live, or when more people start actually trading and discussing. But we'll see what happens. I told you before I was going to tell you a glitch that you can do here. If you are holding your mouse down on a tree like this, especially the bigger tree like the first one, when you can mine one, or chop up one of those, it takes a long time. This one's taking a long time too, but if you hold down your mouse and then Alt Tab and take the focus off the game window, it will continue to harvest the tree, and you can go watch YouTube videos or go make a sandwich or use the bathroom, whatever it is that you want to do. Now this little window here, the tree is finished now. This little window on the side, on the left hand side, this is the resources. As you can see here, you have different types of resources that you can use for crafting. And here's some of the various shapes that you can create. Pieces of your castle or your home or your cave, whatever. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna chop some more tree. You can see this one is choppable. It's gonna take a while. So just like with the mining, I'm gonna bypass this and I'm gonna go gather some resources enough to make my first mining pick and find a crafting table and show you guys what that's about. Now here we are at Rune's claim. Thank you, Rune, for having crafting tables out on your claim. There's the sawmill to the right, there's the forge to the left, and that little table in the middle is a sifter. I'll explain that in just a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a copper pick, which is the next upgrade to our stone pick. You can see it tells you what resources you need. Copper ingot, which I don't have, so we're going to go down to metal, find copper ingot, and then we're going to craft all the copper ingots. So we have the copper ore. It takes 100 ore per bar. That seems a little excessive, but with the amount of ore that there is in the world, it's really not. Just hit the craft button and it automates the whole sequence there. And that little table in the middle is called a sifter. When you get a bunch of dirt and sand and stuff and stone, you can put it in the sifter and it'll give you a bag of gems or a bag of ores. But I highly suggest you hanging on to your stone at first, because you may want to craft some tables that require it. But dirt, feel free to sift all your dirt once you build this sifter. Now that's a more advanced thing to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this copper pickaxe, and boom, we have upgraded our weapon. Going to the inventory, you see it's a rare, and just like other MMOs, you know, you have normal quality, exceptional, I guess, and then rare. And our friend Vay, she crafted a legendary one yesterday, which is pretty cool. I mean, the quality of it. So here's my rare copper, my rare pickaxe of copper, and that'll allow me to farm some of the more advanced metals and minerals. And here we are at the wood crafting station, and as you can see, I have enough wood here to make quite a bit of lumber, wooden planks as they call them. Again, it takes 100 per plank. I'm gonna speed it up because this is a slow process when you're doing this many. You can imagine how long it's going to take when you have hundreds and hundreds of them. So I'm going to just speed it up through this. And there we have some wood planks made. And then here's the burrowed wood, and I can only make 2 of these. And these are used in a whole bunch of the early crafting materials, so I suggest you chop a lot of wood. And here's some of the other items that you can make. Props, wooden chairs, coffee table, barrels. That's a more advanced feature that I'll get into later when we do our claim and then start building on our claim and putting up walls and a house or whatever. So that's pretty much it for this video. That I covered the basic mining, the basic wood chopping, and the basic crafting. And then the next video we'll get into claiming and building on your claim. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe.